Thuksey Labdus, Nije Lama Yema Jinje Labdus, Teze Duna Demba Jinje Labdus, Chanya Chimbo Shuye Muru, Sudini La Toba Jinje Labdus, Sai Shi, Beje Junse Medo, Jira Lishi Yide Yemba, Sanye Shindo Mide Buwa, Prabhu Namda Shindo Jeba Isho, Sanje Namye Samba, Tangoye Chita Juda, Chijon Demo Yeba Yejuye Horo, Tanje Duje Shajiri Zojong, Shinji Medu Duje Bujumba, Senju Dumbo Tabo Jebebo, Shajia Kyabje Shangam Gujhan, Se, Doshi Shanshi Dili Naro Dama Marba Minam Gambo Tazamba, Nabu Bada Balen Rupa Song, Karju Nama Namda Gujhan, Se, Omi Shuji India Borana, Dusum Sanje Punji Moani, Ransim Shu Musu Tenzebe, Zabe Dame Shablam Gujhan, Se. A very good morning to everyone. And so today, very fortunate, I will say, and also coincidence that today it's a very holy day, I will say. It's a great day. It's the day of Guru Padmasambhava, which is, I don't think it is very, what to call it, it's not a very, it's not we organized. It's something which happened, I think coincidentally, which is very good. I will say it's very auspicious. I don't think I think organizers have organized accordingly to the day, Saturday and Sunday, which everybody needs Saturday and Sunday. So I think the center people here organized the program accordingly to the Saturday and Sunday, not accordingly to the Guru Padmasambhava's day. But it's very good and auspicious today, that it's a great day that we gather here today. And on this auspicious day of Guru Padmasambhava. So I will say it's a very fortunate and great day for all of us.
Buenos días a todos. Hoy tenemos una afortunada coincidencia. Estamos aquí, es un día muy especial, en realidad es un gran día porque hoy en el calendario tibetano es el día de Guru Padmasambhava. Y pienso que probablemente esto ha caído así por coincidencia, no es que lo hayan organizado expreso. De hecho, los organizadores habrán elegido el día para que sea el fin de semana, porque el sábado y domingo son los días que la gente puede, y aún así pues ha coincidido en este gran día auspicioso, el día del Guru Padmasambhava. Así que es algo muy bueno, muy positivo, un gran día en el que somos aquí todos muy afortunados de estar presentes.
Is there anybody who doesn't speak Spanish? Everybody speaks. Oh, okay. And who needs French?
¿Quién necesita la traducción francesa?
Let's see. I know she's translating, but anyone needs?
Quelqu'un d'autre besoin de traduction française? Voilà, ici.
I'm still Spanish.
You understand Spanish?
You can do this.
On this one?
So I think nobody needs. Not nobody wants, but nobody needs. Because I feel it's very difficult for her that she has to translate so much. So if no need, then it's very good. So everybody can understand English or Spanish, right?
Todo el mundo entiende o inglés o español, ¿no? No hace falta la traducción al francés.
Then very good. English, Spanish. And one day, Spanish. One day. Then we don't need him.
Ya no me necesitarán.
Okay. Anyway, no, I just feel sorry for her. She have to work very hard for, I think, maybe one person only, or maybe two, then I think. But if it's majority, then yes, she have to translate. But no, then I think you can take rest. You can meditate.
Por ella le sabía mal que tenía que traducir muchas horas al francés porque aquí nadie resulta que lo necesita, así que puede descansar y meditar.
Okay. So this time, as you know, I'm going around the Europe, visiting all our center of all our lineage, the Drukpa lineage center, and meeting with all our Dharma brothers and sisters, I will call it, our those practitioners, and meeting new friends also, new people also, those who are not yet practicing anything. So and with some so-called teaching everywhere, all the organizers they have organized a kind of 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 2 days meeting with them, and all at the same time a teaching, a talk, and on a certain topic, on certain practice. Some are Avalokiteshvara, Cherisi, some are with Amitabha. Like here, I think we have Panjavani and all these things. So, but this time, actually, what I dedicated and what is my really hope, what my really topic that I'm carrying throughout the Europe when I travel is that what I'm trying to do is that I wanted to focus more on our what do you call it, our way of life. I will say how our life should be, not only just practice, not only to practice on certain topic like Vajrapani or whatever, nothing really on that, because I feel this kind of teachings are mostly given by many masters, and many of our friends, they are already practitioners, and they know, I feel many of you know quite well about how to practice and visualization and meditation and all these things. But as a Buddhist practitioner and also as a human being, what we really need is that I think through practicing Buddha's teaching, we need a result, we need an impact by practicing. We need, like if we eat something, what is the result? The result is your stomach is full, You eat so much, your stomach is never full, then there's no point of eating, So when you eat means your stomach is getting full. That is the result of eating. Then maybe after 1 month, 2 months, then you put on your weight, you become fat, So that is the result of eating, So similarly, I think whatever we do, it is very important, rather than just saying that I'm a practitioner, I'm practicing this, that. I think it's very important that we should have a impact, we should have a result. It's very important. I think not only a practice or Dharma practice or in whatever we do in our daily life should have an impact on it, should come out with a result. So when there's no result, when there's no impact, that means that you are you are not really doing it. You are just maybe wasting your time, I will say. Just, so waste of time. So that's why, so this time I'm just trying to put some trying to give some kind of advice to everyone, all our people around, Europe during my teaching tour, just trying to give advice and trying to make sure that everybody has some kind of impact in their life.
Y hoy, como sabéis, estoy visitando en Europa, visitando todos nuestros centros del linaje Drukpa. Me estoy encontrando con todos nuestros practicantes, hermanos, hermanas, también con personas nuevas, con personas que quizá todavía no están practicando nada, y reuniéndome con los organizadores, con las personas que enseñan en cada centro, pasando 2 o 3 días a cada vez, y a cada vez organiza enseñanza y hablamos sobre un tema, sobre el tema de Dharma, de un tema relacionado con la práctica. En un centro puede ser Avalokiteshvara, Chitresi o Amitabha, aquí va a ser sobre Vajrapani, y esto siempre lo hacemos, siempre está bien, pero esta vez en particular el tema también en el que quiero centrarme mucho en esta gira que estoy haciendo por Europa es enfocarnos más en nuestra forma de vida y en cómo debemos enfocar nuestra vida para que no solo estemos haciendo una práctica formal como Vajrapani, sino que también, cosa que muchas personas ya conocen muy bien, ya habéis recibido muchas instrucciones, sabéis visualizar, sabéis meditar, sabéis cómo se hace, pero cuando hablamos de práctica budista, lo que realmente necesitamos también hablar es sobre el impacto, el resultado de esta práctica. Para dar un ejemplo común, si como un plato, el resultado que puedo esperar es que mi estómago esté lleno. Entonces, si como mucho, pero nunca me siento lleno, no tendría ningún sentido, no serviría para nada. El resultado, el fruto de una práctica regular de comer mucho, es que al cabo de 1 mes o 2 empiezo a coger peso, ¿verdad? Así que esto es así con todas las cosas que hacemos. Cualquier cosa que hacemos es importante no solo hacerla según las instrucciones o como sea, sino ver que tenga un impacto, que tenga un resultado. Esto va con todo lo que hacemos en la vida y lo mismo ocurre con nuestra práctica budista. Así que esto es un poco el consejo principal que estoy tratando de llevar a los centros y en estos fines de semana, que todo lo que hagamos tenga un impacto en nuestra vida.
So I will call it this one will be more advice rather than you call it teaching, I will say. I will say because I feel this is what is lacking. I will say that's a problem, I can say, but I will not say problem. It doesn't look very good, it doesn't sound so good. That's what lacking in all of us, including myself and all of us. And not only here, everybody in the universe, like in everybody in the world. In the world, there are 1,000 million people practicing Buddha's teaching, following Buddha, and there are billions people who are following Christianity and Christian, and of course there are billion people who are following Islamic, Muslim or Islamic, and of course Jewish and Sikhism and many things. But and I think every religion has a teaching, and and all the teachings are very beautiful. It's really, I have listened to it. I've read some of the, not all I will say, but many pages in the Bible also. In the Bible, where you will see so wonderful what the Jesus have talked about. It's so wonderful. It talks very beautiful. It has, I think, I wish the impact comes. If there's a really whatever the Jesus have talked about, if this is really happening today in this world, then I think in this world it's like really, I feel it's really in a different shape at the moment. And also if I talk about Buddha's teaching also similarly, Buddha's teaching is also a very I will say, if we can really practice or if we really bring it into our daily life, then I think it's also going to become something very beautiful. We don't have to really need to go through all these sufferings, I feel. So anyway, so basically what I'm thinking that now, rather than just following or just kind of as a name, like saying I'm a Buddhist, I'm this, I'm that, and that really doesn't matter much. I don't see much differences. Even myself also, I wear the robe, as you can see, and I say I'm a monk, I'm a Buddhist follower, and what? So what? So what? What is the question? The question comes like, so what? It's very good. You cut your hair, right? You change your clothes, right? And you live in a monastery. So what? What is the next? Big question. So what? Who are you? Do you fly? I mean, like, do you have a magic to show, or do you have something? Do you have something that what I don't do? Do you have 3 eyes? Do you have no? Same thing. So this is very important, I think. So it's not about what you follow, what you do, what you wear, what you eat. It's about how you live. How you deal with, how you live in this world, how you deal with this world. This is the biggest question. That is the I think the matter comes. If you are living in the same way, believers, non-believers, if we live in the same way, same condition, same situation, then the question comes: so what? What's the point of following any religion, or whatever? So I always feel that might be a ups and downs, big impact and small impact, but then yes, there will be a different impact. But then we have to start from a small impact, which is, I feel, very important. So I'm going to talk about this one day.
A esto que estoy hablando le voy a llamar más bien consejos, no es tanto una enseñanza, pero lo que estoy pensando es que esto es lo que más falta hoy día. Este es más, bueno, quizá no quiero llamarle problema, pero por lo menos es algo que falta. Y esto tiene que ver pasa con todos nosotros en el mundo, yo mismo incluido. En el mundo millones de personas practicamos el budismo, seguimos las enseñanzas del Buda, y hay toda clase de religiones. El cristianismo abarca miles de millones de personas, el islam también, muchas personas siguen religión judía, religión sikh, muchas otras tradiciones, y cada una de ellas tiene enseñanzas, tiene realmente enseñanzas muy, muy bellas, muy significativas. Yo mismo he leído algunos de estos textos. En el caso del cristianismo he leído, no todo, pero algunas páginas de la Biblia, de las enseñanzas de Jesús, y son realmente bellísimas. Pensaba ojalá que tuvieran el impacto, si las personas que siguen esta religión realmente siguieran el significado de estas enseñanzas, creo que el mundo sería bastante diferente. Y lo mismo podemos decir con las enseñanzas budistas. son realmente bellas, pero si lo que necesitamos hacer es traerlas a la vida diaria, y allí es donde pueden realmente aliviar todo este sufrimiento. Así que muchas veces simplemente seguimos algo como un nombre. Yo soy budista, yo soy esto, yo soy aquello, y esto no importa mucho, realmente no importa nada. Yo puedo decir, soy un monje budista, llevo estas ropas de monje budista, ¿y qué más da? Sí, me he cortado el pelo, me he cambiado la ropa, vivo en un monasterio, y puede venir alguien y me preguntaría, bueno, ¿y qué tienes? ¿Qué puedes mostrar? ¿Qué más hay ahí? ¿Eres capaz de volar? ¿Tienes algunos poderes mágicos que enseñarme? ¿Tienes un tercer ojo? Si no hay un resultado, si no hay algo más que simplemente lo que dices que sigues, o la ropa que te pones, o el tipo de comida que comes, no tiene ya ningún sentido, sino que la cuestión es cómo vivimos y cómo nos manejamos, cómo tratamos nuestra forma de vida en este mundo. Esto es lo que importa, esto es lo que hace la diferencia. Si no que alguien diga yo soy seguidor o creyente de algo o no lo soy, no importaría para nada. Así que bueno, puede haber impactos pequeños, grandes, pero tenemos que empezar por algo, tenemos que empezar a pensar por lo menos que tenga un pequeño impacto.
So as you all know, Buddha's teaching, Buddha have taught many different kinds of teachings. So many, countless teachings are there. And when you understand, when you look at all these teachings, it's all about how to live happily, how to deal with all the problems, sufferings, how to face all these sufferings. Buddha have never taught so-called religion. Buddha have never taught so-called about God, that you have to follow, that follow this God. And also Buddha have never taught about that you have to believe it. It's not about believing. It's not about just believe, oh yeah, Buddha is there, something is there, or the blessing is there, this. It's not about believing. We have to understand this clearly, firstly. It's not about belief. It's about practice and understand by yourself. Buddha's teaching is everything about you have to understand it by practicing, by analyzing, by experiencing. It's not about believing. This is very important, first thing you have to understand. There's nothing to be believed. You don't have to believe. And yes, one day you may believe, but that also has to come through your own understanding. That something, it's not about saying that, oh, there's a wall, behind the wall there is something, so you believe. It's not like this. Is that you have to break the wall, you have to go that side and see what's there, and you saw that there's one stranger is sitting there, you met with that person, you talk to that person, then yeah, behind the wall there's one stranger person is there, So anyway, so we have to understand that Buddhist teaching is all about analyzing, all about practicing, all about thinking, experiencing, and that is very important. The first thing, it's not only about belief or faith. Some religion may talk about, I don't know what, but I think some they there sometime there might be some topics that you have to just maybe think about it, or something is there, that's there. You have to believe that. You have to respect that. Why? Because it's there. You have to believe. Maybe I don't know. Some cases might be like this, but when it comes to a Buddhist teaching, it's very important that we have to study on it. We have to think on it. We have to really research on it. This is very, very important. That first thing we have to understand.
Como todos sabéis, en las enseñanzas budistas, las enseñanzas del Buda son muy numerosas, hay innumerables enseñanzas budistas, pero cuando las miras, todas, cualquiera de ellas, todas hablan de cómo vivir con felicidad, de cómo enfrentarnos con las situaciones, con los sufrimientos, los problemas. Y el Buda nunca enseñó lo que pudiéramos llamar una religión, algo así como un Dios al que tienes que seguir las órdenes de este Dios, o tienes que creerte en alguna cosa que no puedas ver o comprobar. Así que no se trata de creencia. La creencia no es el punto de partida, sino no se trata de pensar, por ejemplo, que es que creer en que el Buda está ahí, creer que la bendición está ahí o algo así, sino que se trata de algo que podemos comprender y descubrir, experimentar por nosotros mismos a través del análisis, del pensamiento y de la práctica. No es una cuestión de creencia. Así que incluso si un día llegamos a tener una creencia o una fe, tiene que venir a través de una comprensión propia. No es algo que digamos, como a veces puede ocurrir en otras tradiciones, que hay que creer en algo, sino aquí es, por ejemplo, como si alguien me dice que detrás de una pared hay alguien, pues voy detrás de la pared, miro, encuentro una persona desconocida, la veo, hablo con ella, entonces sé quién es y sé con conocimiento de causa, ¿vale? Detrás de esa pared hay una persona sentada. Así que esto es la primera cosa que creo que es muy importante entender, que en la enseñanza budista todo no es una cuestión de creencia, sino de que podamos comprender, pensar, investigar, experimentar.
Buddha himself, he attained the Buddhahood, the enlightenment, you call it, or the ultimate happiness, through his research, practicing, understanding. Buddha have never believed in anything. If you look at his whole life story, there is no such story in Buddha's life that Buddha believed in something, and that's why he did it. That's how he went through. Everything, everything Buddha practiced, Buddha experienced and dealt and challenged with that. And after, it's like from Spain, from Barcelona to go to Paris. It's not that Buddha said, oh, there's something called Paris, you go, It's not that. Buddha went himself to Paris. He experienced everything by road, by ship, by train, by car, everything. Then he said, oh, if you want to travel, then there's something like this. There's a road, there's a restaurant, you can stop, there you can drive, there you can eat, there you can sleep, and there's a problem, there's a police, there's a checkpost, there's a difficulty, there's a passport checking, everything. Then he said, yeah, this is how you have to travel to Paris. This is what Buddha's teaching is. This is example, okay? So this is what Buddha's teaching is. We have to understand. So Buddha's teaching, we say Teba, Samba, Gomba, which means first thing we have to listen. We have to listen as much as we can. This is very important. Don't believe. Listen. Only listen. Don't believe. Don't say there's a Buddha. Who is Buddha actually? Where is he? Where is the Buddha? it's nothing like this, then maybe then there's a lot of question comes. Buddha is there, Buddha is somewhere here, Buddha is, I don't know, up there in the mountain, I don't know, sky, above the sky, cloud, above the cloud, where? Many things comes. It's not about that. So first we have to listen. It's very important. Listening is the first, preliminary practice for all of us. That listen. Turba. We have to listen as much as we can. Then after listening, still don't believe. After listen all, then think about it. Then think. After listen, then go back. Like today you listen here, back to room, then think about it. It's very important. You have to think. After thinking, then you practiced about it. So these three things: listen, think, then go to the practice. But at the moment, unfortunately, most of us, what we say, we practice. Straight away, practice. Many of us, I think, I'm a practitioner. You are not listener. You are not thinking person. You are practitioner. Because that sounds good, sounds nice, It's like, I don't want to go to kindergarten. I don't want to go to all this small class level. I want to go straight to the university, straight. It sounds good, I don't like to say I'm a small school kid. I like to say I'm a university student. I'm doing my, BA, MA, something, a very big thing. That sounds very good. So most of the practitioners, what I feel, maybe I will say, some of them are maybe not there. I'm sorry if there is somebody here. But what I really feel most of the time, I met people, not only here in the West, but up in Himalaya also. Most of us, we say we are practitioners. We are this, we are that, I do practice Vajrapani, I do practice Cherezi, I do practice many things. But, when it really comes to that you really need to face, or you really, that really makes change in your life as a practitioner, I don't see much. It's very rare to see, and that's not much impact. So that shows that our foundation is not very strong. We just believe it. We just go straight to the believing. So that is our very big problem, I will say. It's a mistake, believing. Buddhism is not about believing. It's about practicing, analyzing, experiencing. So it's very important.
Cuando el Buda mismo alcanzó la iluminación, la budeidad, la felicidad última, fue así, fue a través de haber investigado, comprendido, practicado. El mismo Buda, cuando miramos toda la historia de su vida, nunca se nos dice que creyera en algo, nunca se nos dice que se convenciera de algo y tuviera fe por creencia y que así fuera como lo logró, sino que el Buda todo lo ponía en la experiencia, todo lo ponía a prueba. Para dar un ejemplo, es como, imagina que el Buda hubiera viajado de Barcelona a París, en persona, él mismo, y hubiera experimentado, hubiera dicho, vale, entonces vamos a probar si se va por carretera o en tren, en coche o en barco, cómo va mejor. Y entonces cuando él mismo ha hecho el viaje y dice, vale, puedes ir por aquí, hay esta ruta, este es el lugar donde puedes parar a dormir, aquí puedes parar a comer, cuidado aquí que hay un chequeo de la policía, aquí te van a pedir el pasaporte, aquí hay un posible obstáculo. Y entonces te puede explicar concretamente las instrucciones, así es como puedes llegar a París. Y así son las enseñanzas del Buda. Cuando hablamos de seguir las enseñanzas del Buda, hablamos de hacerlo en tres etapas, en 3 puntos, ¿no? Drukpa, Sampa, Gompa. Lo primero es la escucha, es decir, lo primero es escuchar las enseñanzas tanto como uno pueda escuchar, recibir, y ahí pueden venir muchas preguntas. ¿Este Buda quién es? ¿Dónde está? está arriba en una montaña, está montado está en una nube, está en el cielo. Puede haber muchas preguntas, pero no es tanto hacer las preguntas, sino en este punto es sobre todo escuchar, recibir. Después de haber escuchado y recibido las enseñanzas, quizá todavía no nos las creemos, no hacen sentido para nosotros. Entonces, el segundo paso que tenemos que hacer es pensar, reflexionar sobre ello. Volver a nuestra habitación y volver sobre ello y reflexionar. Y solo después de haberlo pensado y reflexionado a fondo, es el momento de practicarlo, de ponerlo en la práctica. Porque hoy día muchas veces cuando hablamos con personas, todos nos dicen, yo soy un practicante budista. No nos dicen, yo soy alguien que escucha las enseñanzas, que reflexiona sobre ellas. Dicen, no, yo soy practicante, suena muy bien, ¿eh? Es como que yo no quiero ir al parvulario, no quiero estar en la escuela de niños pequeños, quiero ser directamente un estudiante universitario y estarme sacando un máster, algo de sustancia, algo importante. Y lo siento si no es el caso de todos, no quiero decir que todas las personas lo hacen así, pero este es un problema que veo que es muy generalizado en Occidente y también en el Himalaya, en la zona del Himalaya. La gente te dirá, yo soy practicante, yo practico Vajrapani, Chenresi, lo que sea, pero luego la cuestión es cuando se encuentran con una situación, cuando tienen que enfrentar con algo, cuando tienen que llevar algún cambio a la vida como practicantes, entonces es relativamente raro verlo, no ocurre mucho ver que tenga realmente un impacto. Y eso significa que el fundamento, la base no es muy fuerte, sino que uno se ha saltado los pasos y ha saltado directamente a una creencia, a asumir una creencia. Y esto es un gran error, esta no es la manera que el Buda lo enseñó. Esto es importante.
So listening, thinking, practice, these all three are very important. So listening carefully, listen to the teachings, Buddha's teaching, which is, of course, now there is no Buddha himself teaching, but then there are many Buddha's representatives. Let's say, talk about monks, people who are practicing, who have been practicing, or through many things you can research, you can listen. So by listening all these things and think about it, whether it's really, whether it's really true or not, and when it comes to practice, and practice means we have to understand. Nowadays, most of us practice means it's directly practiced on something else. As I said, some kind of a topic practice. And most of us, I think practice happens, for 1 hour in the day, or one hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, means you are practicing. Maybe you close the door, get into, say, maybe tell your wife, tell your husband, bye, I'll come back after 1 hour for breakfast because I'm going to practice. So close the door and, disappeared. I don't know what he's doing inside, right? There are many practitioners like this, many of us, or I think all of us. Good. But more than that, Buddha's teaching or Buddha's teachings, when we put it into practice, it's not about closing your door and just open the books and just sit your body straight and then make your eye very white and saying I'm practicing. I don't think that is really. It might help you a little bit, very little, just to calm you down a little bit. Maybe sometimes that is also not there. That's also not there. So one of my friends, he says he's non-Buddhist and his wife is Buddhist. So he says Sometimes my wife gets up early and she locks the door, goes into another room, locks the door for 1 hour, 2 hours, and comes out, you know, you know. So he told me, I don't know what my wife is doing. She's saying she's practicing Buddhist, I don't know, practicing something, chanting something, meditation. But when she comes out, she comes with anger, you know. She comes with saying, why is this, that, you know. So anyway, you know, so she said, sometimes these things also happens, you know. So, you know, so his family doesn't have any benefit, you know, that his wife is a Buddhist practitioner. Instead of help or instead of benefit, he's saying his family is suffering, you know, because she always gets lost, you know. She always goes somewhere for a teaching, for a retreat, for a meditation, every morning, every evening. She's not coming for a cleaning because she's saying, I'm going to listen to the teaching. I'm Buddhist. I have to go there. I'm Buddhist. So he told me that, what is this, you know? There's no benefit in our family that, you know, our wife is, our mother is Buddhist. More than that, it's hurting. It's difficult in our family that she is a Buddhist, you know. So sometimes such situations are also there. So that is very sad, I will say, because it means that she does practice, she has many things, but then we are, or she, or we all are not really able to put it into our daily life. This is a very important. I always feel, and this time I've been talking to all the sectors everywhere. Practice has to be touched with our daily life. With our daily life. This is very important. This is what Buddhist teaching is. Very simple. This is what practice is. Many of us, we say, I have no time to practice. I have no time to practice. Nowadays, this is the biggest, I will say, the biggest excuse. Most of our Dharma brothers and sisters, they say, I'm very busy. I have a new office. I have to handle 2 offices. I have to do business. I have to travel to America. I have to travel to Africa. My business is very big. I have no time at all for practice. You know, I have no time to practice. There's also some of our students. They also came to me one time. He's in Asia. She said, it's a lady. She said, I wanted to. I wanted to get out. Go out from Buddhist. I don't want to become a Buddhist anymore. I said, why? She said, I have no time. You know, she has no time. And I said, why you have no time? She said, before we have only 1 company, now I have 3 companies, so Buddhism is not fun for me. So it's a silly, you know. This is what even people. It's just we are saying we are so busy, you know. I don't think life is always busy. So anyway, we all today here in this room, as you are practitioners, if you are practitioners, first thing we have to know, rather than you are knowing about Vajrapani, is we have to make yourself Vajrapani first, you know, rather than just practicing Vajrapani and saying, Vajrapani, please help me, please this, that. It's not about that. It's everything about yourself have to become that. Buddha experienced and he himself became Buddha. So we all can become Buddha. We all can become a Vajrapani. We all can become a Bodhisattva. Through not only just through just only worshipping, through practicing, you know. So my topic is we have to put all the teachings, Buddha's teachings, into our daily life. This is very important.
Así que hablábamos que para con las enseñanzas, lo primero es escucharlas, luego pensar sobre ellas, reflexionar y luego ponerlas en la práctica. Las tres cosas son muy importantes. Primero es escuchar con cuidado las enseñanzas, con atención. Obviamente el Buda en persona ya no está aquí para estar dando las enseñanzas, pero hay muchos representantes suyos, monjes, hay muchos recursos y lugares donde hoy día podemos recibir las enseñanzas. Y luego pensar sobre ello, pensar, bueno, esto me lo creo, es real, es cierto para mí o no. Y luego cuando hablamos de la práctica, de ponerlas en práctica, que es a lo que muchas personas saltan directamente. Por ejemplo, muchos dicen, no, yo me levanto, salgo de la cama y medito, voy a practicar 1 hora por la mañana y 1 hora por la noche. Cierra la puerta de una habitación, le dice al marido o a la mujer, estoy de vuelta dentro de 1 hora, ¿y qué están haciendo ahí dentro? Está bien hacer esto, pero las enseñanzas hay que comprender que el budismo es más que esto, no se trata de solo de cerrar una puerta y sentarse con la espalda muy recta y los ojos muy abiertos y decir estoy practicando. Y bueno, esto la verdad es que puede ayudar un poco, por lo menos puede ayudar a calmarte si lo haces correctamente. E incluso eso no siempre ocurre. Un amigo mío que no es budista me contaba que su mujer es practicante budista y ella por la mañana se levanta, se encierra en una habitación, se pasa 1 hora en la habitación encerrada y sale toda enfadada, sale con toda llena de ira y no sé qué está haciendo dentro de esa habitación, si está meditando, si está invocando al Buda, cantando, recitando, visualizando, lo que sea, pero regularmente sale enfadadísima. Con lo cual, esta mujer es budista y esto no trae ningún beneficio ni para ella ni para su familia, al contrario, les trae sufrimiento, porque en vez de estar con ellos y presente y cercana o haciendo algo, pues se esconde, no está disponible, ahora tengo que irme, espera que tengo que ir unos días a un retiro, tengo que ir a escuchar unas enseñanzas, tengo que encerrarme a practicar. Y les hace la vida difícil y no parece traer ningún beneficio a la familia. Y estas cosas son tristes, pero ocurren. Y esto es lo que ocurre cuando compartimentalizamos de esta manera, cuando recibimos las enseñanzas y nos ponemos a practicar, pero no lo combinamos, no lo llevamos a nuestra vida diaria. Por eso esto es lo más importante que quiero repetir y enfatizar. La práctica tiene que tocar nuestra vida diaria. La práctica budista tiene sentido cuando llega a nuestra vida diaria. Y esto es lo que es realmente la práctica. Otra cosa que hoy día muchas personas dicen es que tengo una vida tan ocupada, tan llena de tareas, no tengo tiempo de practicar. Esta es la gran excusa que escuchamos por todos los lados. Tengo mucho trabajo, mucha gente en la oficina, tengo que viajar por negocios, tengo que viajar a América, a África. Y recuerdo también una mujer en Asia que me decía que iba a dejar la práctica, iba a dejar la práctica budista, y le pregunté por qué, cuál es el problema. Y me dijo, es que no tengo tiempo. Y le pregunté, ¿cómo es que no tienes tiempo? Y dices que antes llevaba una empresa y ahora llevo 3. Entonces, claro, no tiene tiempo. Pero en cualquier caso, lo más importante que tenemos que comprender ahora que vamos a estar con estas enseñanzas es el verdadero sentido de la práctica. La práctica no es Vajrapani, por favor ayúdame, Vajrapani esto, Vajrapani aquello, rezarle, hacerle ofrendas, sino convertirse uno mismo en Vajrapani. Tú mismo te tienes que convertir en aquello que estás practicando. El Buda, o con su experiencia, experimentó y se convirtió en Buda. Y cualquiera de nosotros nos podemos convertir en Vajrapani, nos podemos volver bodhisattvas, no solo práctica devocional. Así que lo importante es esto, cómo poner las enseñanzas budistas en la vida diaria.
Frankly speaking, for me, myself, and for all of practitioners, all my Dharma brothers, sisters, my students, everybody, what am I really concerned? always, for myself also and my friends around, my concern is always not about what time you get up, how many visualization you can do it, how many times you can chant, how long you can sit down, how long you can pray, how many books you have, how many statues you have at your home, how many books, I don't know, pictures of Buddhas, and that is not my concern. I am not concerned about this. My always concern is about how much he can smile in a day. That's my concern. How many times he can smile and stay smiling. When there's a situation, how he can handle the situation. What he eats every day. What he thinks every day. How he lives. The way of living. How he sleeps. How many hours he can sleep. When he get up, what he does. How he talks with his wife. How he talks with his, how much he can love all the sentient beings. Okay, forget it about all the sentient beings. When I talk about all sentient beings, it's huge. First concern is about how much you love your wife, how much you love your parents, how much you love your family member. Just make it small first, then slowly we go to the all sentient beings. We have to think about all sentient beings. We have to start from your wife, your children. Nowadays, I think many of us, we cannot love purely your parents, purely your wife, your children. But we talk all the mother sentient beings, I love, I pray, Just now I fought with my wife. Just now I had a big fight with my husband. And go back to room, close all the mother sentient beings, I wish I have I pray for happiness to all the mother sentient beings. Okay, your wife is not a mother sentient being. Why are you always shouting on him? Why are you always yelling on him? Why are you always fighting? And so when you talk about all mother sentient beings, your enemies are all the mother sentient beings. Everybody you like, you don't like, good people, ugly people, funny people, everybody, your neighbor, everybody is all mother sentient beings. So anyway, my concern is it's not about how much you sit, how much you pray. It's about how is your life is going. So Buddha's teaching, this is what Buddha's concern also. When Buddha's give a teaching everywhere, starting from Saranath to all the places in India, he give millions of teachings, and his teaching, his concern is to make everybody live happily. This is my concern of all my students, people, and all of you today here, today in this room. My concern is not about whether you have a book with you, whether you have a mala with you. I don't care. I don't care if you just sleep and listen. I don't care. I don't want you to even to do this. I don't care. The main thing is that our most important is that we have to have an impact, which means impact should come smiling. Even starting from smiling. This is what is really the Buddha's teaching is.
Para mí, para los estudiantes, nuestros hermanos y hermanas en el Dharma y practicantes, mi preocupación, lo que me importa a mí, nunca es a qué hora te levantas o cuántas visualizaciones, recitaciones logras, cuánto tiempo tienes para hacer oraciones, para sentarte en meditación, cuántos libros o estatuas puede haber en tu casa. Ninguna de estas cosas me preocupa en lo más mínimo. Lo que me interesa es cuántas veces, qué tal sonríes durante el día. Cada persona cómo lleva su vida, qué come, qué piensa todos los días, cómo duerme, cuántas horas consigue dormir, cómo le habla a su marido, a su mujer. y cómo muestra amor, ya no digamos para todos los seres sensibles, sino que esto es muy grande, muy enorme, sino para que empecemos por la persona más cercana, por su pareja, por sus padres o hijos si los tiene. Así que empezamos ahí, empezamos lo primero con las personas más cercanas. Muchas veces un practicante regularmente recita pensando en todos los seres sintientes semejantes a mí, que son por todas mis madres, todos los seres que son mis madres, y acaba de tener una pelea, acaba de gritarse con el marido, con la mujer. Entonces se encierra en la habitación y reza por todos los seres sensibles semejantes a madres. Y bueno, ¿qué pasa? Que su marido, su mujer no es un ser sensible, no es una de sus infinitas madres también, a la que le acaba de gritar. Así que todos los amigos, los enemigos, las personas guapas, feas, graciosas, antipáticas, esto es todos los seres sensibles que son nuestras madres. Así que mi preocupación y mi interés y el interés del Buda mismo es cómo es nuestra vida. Todas las enseñanzas que dio el Buda en Sarnath, en miles de lugares, de enseñanzas que dio en toda la India, su única preocupación es traer verdadera felicidad a las personas. Así que nada, y eso es lo que me interesa de vosotros que habéis venido aquí hoy. No si lleváis el mala o no, o si estáis aquí escuchando o durmiendo, no. Lo que me importa es cuál es el impacto, cómo es el impacto de las enseñanzas en vuestra vida, y esto se ve, antes que nada, en la sonrisa. Esta es la verdadera enseñanza del Buda.
So what I'm really trying to say is that as a practitioner, we have to have a change in our way of living, which is very important. And the way of living means that, because next life is important. We have to talk about our next life, which is life to come, of course. And all the mother sentient beings, also very important. But in order to do that, in order to talk about next life or all the mother sentient beings, the first thing you have to be this life has to be a perfect first thing. Next life is a second chapter. First thing we have to be able to live happily, healthy. This is everybody's concerned. And so through understanding of Buddha's teaching, we should be able to live happily. This is the one thing, it's very important, rather than just only practice. So practice for me every day, how you eat, how you talk, is all the practice. It's a part of practice, doesn't really need a time, special time. Like you go in the morning to your office, you deal with many things. You have many ups and downs in life. Everybody has. We all have. It's not every day we have a good news. Sometimes we have a very bad news. So this is a great chance to practice. Practice our love. Practice anger. How to deal with the practice generosity. Saying in the morning, if you go to office, say good morning everyone, how are you? If it's not good also, okay, I forgive today. It doesn't matter. Sometimes maybe today she's not good, but okay. So this is a practice of forgiveness. If somebody if any situation comes in your maybe little bad situation comes, you deal with that with some love, some compassion. You deal with that, and the deals become simple. You also will not, in example like situation sometime, with understanding, with that listening, always in example about impermanent. We talk about impermanent. Buddha's teaching is all about, we say impermanent. So we have to understand, like in example, like if there's a very bad news, we always immediately as a practitioner, we should think, there's a very bad news today, but it doesn't matter. It hurts me, it hurts, but it's okay. There is a day, there's a time that it will change. This is the reality of life. We have to accept the reality of life. What is the reality of life? The reality of life is ups and down, ups and down, ups and down, ups and down. This is reality. We have to accept this. How we have to accept this? We have to accept this with the understanding of Buddha's teaching. If a non-practitioner, he doesn't understand the reality of life. So he may face difficult to face all this situation. But me or we as a practitioner, anybody, Buddhist practitioner, should be able to face this easily. So this is the benefit. This is the benefit. Like I always give an example of during the COVID-19. Many people died. Many people suicide, many people very difficult situation, whole world. I think here also maybe many people, everything locked down, stopped everywhere, cannot move, cannot talk, cannot do anything. Some of my friends, I'm always giving this example. Some of my friends, when had this COVID virus 3 times, in his body. Body and physical and mental is 2 things. Body is always depends on your mental. So his mentality very strong, very happy. He's a practitioner. He always rarely accept the reality of life, which is up and down. So doctor told him that you have to go to hospital. You'll be locked. No wife, no family, nothing. You have to sit alone, quiet in hospital for 10 days, 15 days because you have COVID-19. So they put it into hospital. Very happily enjoy. All the people next to him, they are dying. That person is dead. That person is also dead after he's seeing all his roommates, all dead because of COVID-19. Because of yelling, screaming, stress. He said, oh, maybe I'll die. If I die, also okay. I have no attachment. But it's okay. This is the reality of life. This is permanent. One day I have to die. And doctor very surprised. He's becoming more and more stronger every day. And he out from hospital. After some time, again he got COVID. Again he back to hospital for many days. Again he came out. Again after a few months, again he went back. He got 3 times COVID-19, 3 times. Patient 3 times back to hospital. In 5-6 months, he went 3 times to hospital. And now he's super strong. Nothing happened. So it's not about what disease, it's about how to deal with this. Every problem is this. Every problem in our life, some problems are very small, but we make it very big. Everything. The problem is always the same, but it's how we make big or small. So COVID-19, if you are affected by COVID, it's a very big actually. I think I'm also maybe difficult. If I get COVID, then I'll say, oh, I have to die, I'm so scared now. What should I do? Should I run or should I jump or should I, many things. But if I take it easily anyway, you deal with it. So this is Buddha's teaching practice, okay? I'm trying to tell you what is practice. Practice. This is practice. This is great practice. You deal with such a difficult situation and you're able to deal with. This is practice. This is Buddha's teaching. You deal with understanding of reality of life. He deal that with understanding of impermanent. He deal that with love, compassion, understanding, and it's easy. So that is called your impact is there. That that he or she is able to put the Dharma or Buddha's teaching into our daily life. That is very good.
hablamos de la práctica, a veces lo primero que hablamos es de cosas como la próxima vida, ¿no? Hablamos de preocuparnos por la vida siguiente, hablamos de preocuparnos por todos los seres sintientes del universo, todos los seres que son nuestras madres, que también se le da mucha importancia, pero cuando pensamos en esto, siempre esto es como un segundo paso. No podemos pensar en la siguiente vida si no hemos primero puesto orden pensando en esta misma vida. Tampoco podemos pensar en amar, cuidar a todos los seres si no hemos traído esto a nuestra propia vida aquí. Así que lo primero que tenemos que asegurarnos es de poder que nuestra vida actual sea buena, sea feliz, sea sana, y luego pues la siguiente vida pues, es un siguiente capítulo, vendrá después, y también es importante, por supuesto, pero la verdadera práctica, el punto de partida es ser felices aquí, en esta misma vida, y en todos los detalles de la vida, cómo comemos, cómo hablamos unos a otros. Esto es parte de la práctica. La práctica no solo es un tiempo especial que dedicamos a una actividad diferente. Y cuando vienen dificultades en la vida, por ejemplo en la oficina, las cosas tienen sus altos y sus bajos, inevitablemente. Así que nos levantamos por la mañana, vamos al trabajo y quizá hay alguna mala noticia, algo que no querríamos escuchar. Y esta es la ocasión de practicar, es la ocasión de tratarlo con amor, si nos surge un enfado, de lidiar con ello, de practicar una generosidad, la generosidad de llegar ahí y darle los buenos días a todos, ¿cómo estás? Y cuando una persona también ha hecho algo que no nos ha parecido que estaba bien, ahí como nos ponemos nosotros, podemos traer la enseñanza y practicar el perdón y mostrarle amor y compasión, comprensión por esta persona y también la comprensión de la impermanencia, comprender que bueno, ahora mismo hoy ha habido una mala noticia, algo no ha salido bien, es impermanente, no importa tanto, hay momentos en los que salen las cosas bien, otros momentos que salen mal, todo cambia y aceptar la realidad de la vida, que son los altos y los bajos, altos, bajos, adelante, atrás. Esto es lo que nos trae realmente la comprensión de las enseñanzas del Buda. Cualquier practicante budista, si es un buen practicante, la señal de ello es ver que sea capaz de lidiar y enfrentarse con los altos y los bajos de la vida y con las dificultades que traiga, que a veces pueden ser muy fuertes. Pensamos recientemente que ha habido toda la pandemia del COVID-19 y en esa época mucha gente estaba muriendo en el mundo entero. Estuvimos encerrados en nuestras casas, no podíamos ir de un sitio a otro, no podíamos hablar con amigos. Y tengo un amigo, una persona que conozco, que cogió el COVID 3 veces. Su cuerpo cogió el COVID 3 veces, pero no su mente. El cuerpo depende de la mente. La mente de un practicante es algo fuerte. Y entonces esa mente es capaz de aceptar los altos y bajos de la vida y de tomárselo con calma e incluso disfrutar de ello. Este amigo estaba en el hospital, estaba aislado, a su alrededor en la sala todo el mundo tenía el COVID, personas estaban muriendo, había tensión, había gritos, y él estaba bien. Él pensaba, bueno, mi cuerpo ha cogido el COVID y si me muero, pues no tengo más, no hay apego. En algún momento tengo que morir, si va a ser ahora, pues será ahora. Y cuando salió del hospital, pasó un tiempo, volvió a coger el COVID. Y se curó, pasó un tiempo y volvió a coger el COVID. En 5 o 6 meses lo tuvo 3 veces, pero él salió y su mente, su estado mental estaba tan fuerte más fuerte que nunca. Y este es el caso. Los problemas en la vida a veces son pequeños, pero con nuestra mente los hacemos grandes. Y sean pequeños o grandes, la actitud siempre es, bueno, ¿qué voy a hacer ahora? a mí mismo me puede pasar, ¿no? Si cojo el COVID, pensar, uy, quizá voy a morir, ¿qué puedo hacer? Pero si te relajas, te lo tomas con calma, te lo tomas trayéndolo a la práctica, trayéndolo a las enseñanzas del Buda, comprendiendo la naturaleza de la realidad, que las cosas son impermanentes, que todo es cambiante, que podemos ponerle amor y compasión, entonces hay un impacto. Esto es el impacto del Dharma en nuestra vida, que es lo más importante.
So in our life, the most difficult, challenging, or you can say most difficult suffering, I will say. We have to go through many different kinds of suffering, of course, physical suffering, mental suffering, So physical suffering, which we have lots of doctors, which we have different kinds of hospitals, medicines, many things are there where we can go and cure headache, this, that, everything can. Even if you have money, I think the more money you spend, your physical will be more. I think you can cure quick. You can do many things. Nowadays, in this world, everything. I think people change their face. I don't know. People change their eye, their heart. I don't know. It's like a toy. Our body becomes like a toy nowadays. You just change things up, down. I don't know. It's amazing actually. Because of thanks to the all the scientists, doctors, all this medicines, and we can do many things. I know some people. I'm very surprised. Some people I know in Europe. They are quite old. I know since I was a very small child. That time, this person, I will not say the name. It's not rules, right? No name, nothing. Okay, just you visualize. So some of my friends I met them first time. They're already quite old. Like when I was maybe 10 years old, they are already 30 years old. They are 40 years old. Maybe they are parents of a child, very big. And this time I see them, they still same, So very surprised. They still look very young. So that means I think they have done many things in their face, So physically, you can do many things. You can live young, I don't know, keep young, maybe your skin can just, put it a little back, maybe they say that you take off your skin from your leg and then put it in your face, Many things can be done, Anyway, physical can be, there are many things are there. And it's a suffering also, physical things are also suffering. All these illnesses also, it is all a suffering. But then more than that, we have to understand that what Buddha's teaching is all about, how to really deal with the mental suffering, which we have no doctor, we have no medicine, we have nothing at the moment. I don't think the mind you can make it happier by stretching or by injection, nothing. It's only about, it's not even a God or something you call it. I think you just pray for that, or maybe pray to Buddha. I don't think Buddha can do anything just to make your day happier, just like this. It's nothing like this. So this is what is our biggest challenge in our life, the suffering, especially the mental suffering, which is anger, which is desire, which is attachment, which is ignorance, and all these things. These are the suffering which we really, which really has no doctor, and we ourselves have to be the doctor for that sickness. And only yourself, not Buddha, not God, nothing. You are the only one. You can be the doctor. And how you can be the doctor? Through understanding of Buddha's teaching. So once you really understand the Buddha's teaching, if you practice the Buddha's teaching, so practicing is not about physical practice. You know, I do this like this, I play this, I do this. This is physical practice again. Now mental practice is very important. That's what we need. Practice the love, practice the compassion, practice the generosity, practice the non-attachment. All these things, this is the very important. So mental suffering is the biggest challenging that we are going through, all of us. And of course, and the physical suffering is many things are also affected by mental suffering also. So the Buddha's teaching is the only one which can really cure this our mental suffering, which is, as I said before, anger, attachment, jealousy, all these things. This is our mental suffering. And who is the doctor? There's no one called it doctor something. Is you are the doctor and you are the patient. So that is what I say impact means, that Buddha's teaching has to impact to be the doctor of yourself.
En la vida, cuando miramos cuáles son las dificultades que tenemos dificultades físicas del cuerpo y dificultades mentales. Y con los sufrimientos del cuerpo físicos tenemos muchos recursos. Hoy día la medicina está muy desarrollada, tenemos médicos, hospitales, cuidados, lugares donde podemos ir y nos cuidan. Si tenemos un dolor de cabeza, pues hay alguna pastilla para ello. Y sobre todo hoy día, cuando las personas que tienen recursos y dinero, su cuerpo lo pueden cuidar realmente muy bien, pueden rejuvenecerse, cambiarse la cara, hacen maravillas hoy día los médicos, te cambian la cara, te cambian los ojos, el corazón. Es como que el cuerpo se ha convertido en un juguete, como un muñeco, hacen cosas increíbles con ello, gracias a las investigaciones de los científicos y médicos. No voy a decir nombres, pero conozco una persona aquí en Europa que ya tiene cierta edad, es bastante mayor, y yo lo conocí por primera vez quizá cuando yo tenía 10 años, y esta persona ya, por entonces ya tenía 30 o 40, ya era padre, ya tenía hijos, y cuando le veo sigue estando igual de juvenil, sigue teniendo la misma cara de joven que tenía entonces, así que bien, será que se cuida físicamente, que se mantiene joven. Hoy día los médicos se lee que hacen cosas increíbles, que si te transfieren la piel de la pierna a la cara y cosas de este tipo. Así que realmente por este lado hay muchos cuidados posibles, pero cuando hablamos del sufrimiento mental, esto es lo que enseñó el Buda. El Buda nos enseñó cómo podemos tratar con los temas, los sufrimientos mentales, y para eso no hay médicos, no hay medicina, la mente no se va a hacer feliz haciendo los ejercicios físicos o poniéndonos una inyección, ni siquiera pidiendo o rezándole al Buda o a Dios. El Buda no tiene el poder de que tú se lo pidas y te haga tu día más feliz. Así que esta es realmente la gran dificultad en la vida, es el sufrimiento mental. El sufrimiento mental es el sufrimiento de la ira, del deseo, de la atracción o apego, de la ignorancia. Estos son los verdaderos sufrimientos para los que no hay doctor, no hay médico. Tenemos que ser nuestro propio médico para esta enfermedad, porque ni siquiera el Buda puede serlo por nosotros. Así que esta es la comprensión de las enseñanzas del Buda, la práctica. Practicamos con nuestra mente, practicamos el amor, la compasión, la generosidad, el desapego, y puesto que el sufrimiento mental es la mayor dificultad en la vida, y además el cuerpo también se ve muy afectado por el estado de nuestra mente. Así que lo que dicen las enseñanzas budistas es que solo nosotros mismos podemos curar nuestro sufrimiento mental, este sufrimiento de la ira, del apego, del deseo. no hay ningún otro médico y tenemos que ser nuestro propio médico y nuestro propio paciente. Y este es el impacto de la enseñanza budista.
And we have to understand that mental suffering is the most painful suffering, and which can be, the sickness, the mental sickness, which is anger, desire, as I said, many things are there. All the negative thoughts, negative emotions, all these things, these are really difficult, and we are born with such things, and to deal with that is, of course, is a very challenging, but it is possible. It is possible. It's not something which is not possible. It is possible, and we do have such wisdom, and all of us, we do have such capability to really do that and face with that all these mental challenges. We do, but then we are not trying it because we are very used to it, and we are very used to it. Live comfortably with anger, with jealousy, with all these things, because we feel these are just these are just kind of like a way of life. We don't consider this as many of us. We don't consider this as a suffering. We consider this as just a part of life. If you get headache, we consider that as a suffering. Oh, my headache. If you something cut here, we consider this as a suffering. Oh, it's just everything is If you feel cold, it's a suffering. You wear the clothes. If you feel hot, it's a suffering. You remove the clothes. But when you're angry, you don't think this is suffering. You think, oh, I want more. I want to get more angry. You fight more, and he will fight you. And tomorrow in the night also you think, sometimes when you get angry, whole night you think how to talk to him tomorrow, how to deal with him tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll say him this. Tomorrow maybe at the end I'll beat him also. So such things are there. But you never consider this as a suffering. We consider this as a way of life, like attachment also. If you are attached to a man, attached to a woman, or maybe a woman attached to a man, or maybe you are attached to some flower, something, some object, some house, some car, some money, I don't know, there are many things to attach. So basically, we think, wow, attachment, very beautiful, oh, I am attached to that girl, that man, that woman, that person, wow, very beautiful. But we don't think that attachment is a suffering, It is suffering actually. You know this. I'm sure if you think well, it is suffering, isn't it? You attach after some time, then if you attach to somebody, then before you have not attached, and you can just let him do what he likes to do. Once you attach, and that person looks this way, you think, why he's looking that way? If he looks that way, why he's looking this person, because you're attached. Now it's a suffering. You have a double job, You have to look at this woman or this man, where he's looking, what he's eating, he's going with whom, he's talking what he's writing, why he's buying, what he's doing, everything you have to. So it's what? It's a suffering, It's a suffering. Attachment is suffering again. So everything. So if you consider this as a suffering, then of course you will try to get out. Like headache is suffering, so you take a pill. You want to get out from the headache. So similarly, if we understand this attachment is a suffering, then we will try to get out from that. For that, then we have to practice the Buddha Dharma's teaching with the understanding of attachment is the cause of suffering. We have to understand. So right now, we don't. Even practitioners, we don't. We do practice? Yes, we do practice. What do? I get up morning, I do meditation, I do this, I do that, I do this, I read this, I read this, I read this, I did many things I do. But do you practice? Do you deal with the attachment? No. I'm happy with the attachment. I'm happy with anger. I enjoy angry, Everything is so that's why. So what I'm saying, Buddha's teaching, put it into your daily life. The very important practice. So daily life means what we go through. In our daily life, we go through attachment, we go through desire, we go through anger, we go through all this suffering. So a practice should be there. When you practice this, then one after one, one after one, one after one, one after one, then slowly you are, not immediately, but maybe little bit, then you are less anger, less jealousy, less attachment, less desire. Then what? Then you're happy. Then you smile more. Then when you have a full smile, then what? Then that is enlightenment. That is Buddha. Nothing. Simple, isn't it? Sounds simple, but very difficult, right? But this is Buddha Dharma. What is Buddha Dharma? If you talk in a one way, so many things to talk about. I think you have to talk. But in a very simple way, if you talk, Buddha Dharma's teaching is all about how to deal with this. All the problems in your life. Especially not the physical, but the mental. Then if you're out from that, then no attachment. Whatever is there, good, bad, doesn't affect you. You are who you are, always. Then you are the happiest, So this is what Buddha's teaching is. And we as a practitioner, we should practice this now. This is what we really need to practice. Then we will have an impact for yourself, your family, then slowly your society, then whole world, of course.
Tenemos que comprender que el sufrimiento mental es el sufrimiento más fuerte, más poderoso que existe. La enfermedad, esta enfermedad de la mente, que es el enfado, la ira, el deseo, las emociones, los pensamientos negativos. Y todo esto es realmente muy difícil de llevar. No es tan fácil de hacer algo con ello, pero es posible. Hay que comprender que cuesta trabajo, pero es posible tratar con estas cosas, es posible superarlas. Tenemos esta sabiduría y capacidad en nosotros. Lo que suele ocurrir es que no lo estamos realmente intentando, porque estamos tan acostumbrados a vivir cómodamente, con nuestro sufrimiento mental, con nuestro enfado, con nuestra envidia, simplemente los tomamos como parte de la vida, no los consideramos como sufrimientos. Así que el día que nos duele la cabeza, nos damos cuenta que es sufrimiento, inmediatamente nos buscamos una pastilla, si nos hacemos un corte, a la primera que tenemos frío o calor, nos cuidamos poner o quitar ropa. Pero cuando nos enfadamos puede pasar justo al revés, que me enfado y quiero más, quiero pelearme más y por la noche, de toda la noche pensando lo que le voy a decir mañana a esta persona, lo que le puedo decir esto y le digo aquello y al final le puedo quizá golpear incluso. Y cuando todo esto me está rondando por la cabeza, no me doy cuenta que es sufrimiento. Y con la atracción, el apego, pasa lo mismo, más aún. Si me atrae una mujer, un hombre, alguien, cualquier cosa, un negocio, un coche, el dinero, el poder, lo que me atrae, lo encuentro bello, esta persona, esta chica, qué guapa que es, ¿no? Y no se me ocurre pensar que este pensamiento es sufrimiento. Porque si lo examinamos bien, ¿qué ocurre cuando te atrae, cuando te apegas a una persona? Es que te vuelves dependiente. Esa persona se pone a mirar así o asá un día, para dónde está mirando, qué estará pensando, lo que come, con quién habla, lo que hace, lo que compra. De repente estás súper pendiente y dependiente de todo eso. Y eso te está generando un sufrimiento y no solemos darnos cuenta. Sin embargo, si tomamos conciencia, si lo entendemos como sufrimiento, entonces querremos salirnos de ello. Y esta es la práctica del Buda Dharma. Comprender que estos son causas de sufrimiento. Así que Esto pasa a los practicantes, nos levantamos por la mañana, dedicamos un rato, nos meditamos, leemos un poco un libro de práctica, lo que sea, pero luego cuando salimos y viene el apego, viene el enfado, estamos contentos con ello, los disfrutamos en vez de comprenderlos como sufrimiento. Así que realmente la práctica budista es que cuando nos viene el deseo, la ira, todos estos sufrimientos, en vez de darlos por supuesto, tomarlos como parte de la vida, ahí mismo aplicar nuestra práctica, traerlos a la práctica, lidiar con ellos, enfrentarnos con ellos. Y entonces si podemos hacer que disminuyan, que haya menos enfado, menos envidia, menos deseo en nuestra vida, seremos más felices, sonreiremos más. Y como decía, la plena sonrisa es la sonrisa del Buda, es la iluminación. Es así de sencillo, Esto es realmente el Buda Dharma. Si alguien me pide de explicar de forma sencilla, o si tienes que contarle a alguien en breve de qué trata el Buda Dharma, de qué va todo esto que hacéis, la cuestión va sobre todo de cómo tratar con los problemas y el sufrimiento mental en la vida. Porque si eres capaz de hacer esto, si hay esta entereza, que cuando viene lo bueno, cuando viene lo malo, a ti no te afecta y tú simplemente eres quien eres, entonces serás la persona más feliz. Y por esta razón practicamos, para que tenga este impacto. Cuando primero lo tiene sobre uno mismo, sobre nuestra familia, sobre la sociedad que nos rodea y sobre el mundo entero.
So, I think we'll take a break for 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe you can go to washroom, walk around a little bit. I think you guys need break. We sit for 4, 5, 6 hours, doesn't matter. So maybe you guys need break. So we'll have a break for 15 minutes and we again come back.
Vamos a hacer una pausa de 10 o 15 minutos. Creo que todos necesitáis una pausa, así que podéis hablar por aquí, moveros un poco, ir al baño, lo que haga falta. Así que nosotros estamos acostumbrados a sentarnos durante 5 o 6 horas, pero creo que vosotros necesitáis una pausa. Así que volvemos en un momento.
Thank you.
Gracias.